Okay, first question, do you like horror?
Yes.
Second question, which genre do you prefer out of the following? A zombie, a thriller / slasher, a supernatural or other?
Slasher.
What do you like in a horror film?
Bloody sexy ladies.
What killer scares you the most in a horror film?
Freddy Krueger.
What is your favourite horror film?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Do you like a realistic horror?
No.
What elements of the film scares you in a horror film?
Tension.
And would you consider seeing a horror film in the cinema?
Yes. Thank you.
First question, do you like horror?
Yes, I do.
Which of the following genres do you prefer in a horror? A zombie, a thriller or slasher, supernatural or other?
Thriller and slasher.
What do you like in a horror film?
Jump scares.
What killer scares you the most in a horror film?
Clowns.
What's your favourite horror film?
Scream.
Do you like a realistic horror?
Yes.
What elements of the film scares you?
Jump scares.
Would you consider seeing a horror film in the cinema?
Yes.
First question, do you like horror films?
No.
So, second question, which genre would you prefer in a horror film if you were to watch one?
Well, probably the least scary, which for me would probably be a slasher movie, because I find them less frightening than ghosts.
Third question, what do you like in a horror film?
Well, I don't really like horror, but if you're asking me what makes a good horror film, suspense, the music, a strong cast, lots of blood.
What sort of killer would scare you the most in a horror film?
Oh, the thing I find most frightening is like, well, actually, when I watch The Grudge and The Ring, so they're sort of real but not real, scary little girl things.
What was your favourite horror film?
Well, probably the one with Brad Pitt in, the zombie one. If I had to say, I enjoyed one, but only because it had Brad Pitt in it. What was that called? World War Z.
Question 6, do you like a realistic horror film?
No, no. Although I am more frightened of unrealistic horror films, which is strange, isn't it?
What elements of a horror film would scare you the most?
Oh, it's definitely things that I don't know what's happening, the unexpected, things that make you jump.
Final question, would you consider seeing a horror film in the cinema?
No, no way. Categorically not. No. Last time I went, I cried into Sally's sleeve for an hour and a half when we watched Paranormal Activity. True up.
Yeah, we're done.
All right.
Yeah. First question, do you like horror films?
No.
Which genre would you prefer if you were to see one? A zombie, a thriller, supernatural or other?
Zombie.
What do you like in a horror film?
The storyline.
What sort of killer would scare you the most if you were to watch a horror film?
Probably a clown.
Which is your favourite horror film, if any?
Insidious.
Would you like a realistic horror?
Yeah.
Which elements of the film would scare you?
Jump scares.
And would you consider seeing a horror film in the cinema?
Yeah.
Do you like horror films?
Yes.
Which genre do you prefer? A zombie, a thriller, supernatural or other?
Supernatural.
What do you like most in a horror film?
The characters.
What sort of killer would scare you the most in a horror film?
Ghosts.
What's your favourite horror film?
Saw.
Do you like a realistic horror?
Yes.
What elements of the film scares you?
Jump scares.
And would you consider seeing a horror film in the cinema?
No.